And to make matters worse, everybody from this party is like extremely gay. Like, I'm flamboyant, okay? Like, I do the gesticulations and all, I get that. I don't know if there's just like a certain vibe that I give off or what it is. But this guy from the party reaches out to me a while back. He goes, "Hey, Nick, sorry you've been on the outs with the party recently, but come meet up with me. I'll pitch you some ideas. Maybe I'll get you back on their good side." I go, okay. I meet up with this guy. We have dinner. He wines and dines me. There's barely any talk of policy. He's just gushing the whole time about what a big fan of me he used to be. And then at the end of the night, he puts his hand on my leg and basically tries to fuck me. So I'm freaked out. I get out of there, go back to doing my show. Couple months later, another guy from the party reaches out. He goes, "Hey, Nick, sorry about that last guy. He was a closeted homosexual. He's been executed, but come meet up with me. I'll pitch you some ideas." I go, okay. I meet up with that guy. He tries to fuck me too. Is this really what you guys have become? This is what my entire movement has led to? You're just like the Catholic Church now? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. Okay, let's take some super chats. Let's do some super chats.
Honky Groiper 42,069 sent $10. "Hey Nick, been loving the show recently. Is it true that British people aren't white? I hear only people descended purely from Norse are white, and if this is true, what is the best way to start deporting everybody with British descent? I hate that it has to be this way, but..."
Okay, were you dropped on your fucking head as a baby? Seriously? Grow up.
Hitler's left nut sent $5. "Hey Nick, how is it like being a fake poser Mexican Jew? We're coming for you, you fucking
Okay, guys, I'm so cool about the
Nick
slurs.
Fuentes is a big stupid sent $5. "What's up, you woke live f***? Hope you're ready for Crystal Natch 2.0. The movement left you behind years ago, buddy. You're irrelevant and gay. Also, not white, not white, not white, not white, not white."
All right, we get it.
Generic edgy username sent $5.
Okay, all right, guys. You know, let's just go ahead and end the stream here. By then, I'm going to call it a night. So, this has been Nick Fuentes with America First. Good night, everybody. Good night, Hitler. One day I'll make you proud again. Mwah. Oh, chew. Oh, chew. Oh, chew. Oh, chew. Oh, chew. There. Oh. Who are you? Show yourself, spirit.
Nick, you have pushed me away your whole life.
What the hell are you?
I am a part of you, Nick.
You are not a part of me. I'm white.
See, Nick, I am. But I am only one half. Hola, amigo. Shalom, Nick.
No. Neither of you are a part of me. I'm white. White founding stock.
Ah, jeez, dude. When are you gonna give it up, Nick? See, Nick, why does it matter if we are a part of you? What difference would it make?
It would make all the difference. First off, my IQ would drop, or raise, maybe. That doesn't matter. It would mean that I'm not white.
So what, Nick? You are still you. What difference do test results make? Yeah, Nick. It doesn't change who you are just because you find out your ancestors are something different.
It means that they're gonna fucking kill me, okay? It does make a difference.
By people who used to be your followers.
Listen, it was based when we were just dehumanizing black people and immigrants.
But then who became the most famous groypers, Nick?
People who were only half white.
And then what happened to them?
They all got deported and the 75% white people took over.
And then what happened to them?
Well, they all got sent to camps and then the 90% white people took over.
And then what happened to them?
Well, they all got, oh shit. I see the problem.
This racial purity testing was always fucking autistic.
Well, yeah, because now they're coming after me, which is not based.
And that part makes all the difference, doesn't it?
It was just ever supposed to get this serious. He like a vibe. There weren't supposed to be fucking tests.
This reminds me of the old Mexican proverb of leopards eating people's faces. I'm pretty sure that was a Jewish proverb.
Guys, don't start. Oh my God. I'm having an epiphany.
What is it, Nick?
That I spawned a genuinely hateful and fucked up movement, and they got away from me. Now I know how everyone else must have felt this whole time.
Nick, it is not too late to turn things around. You created the opposition before. You can do it again.
You want me to resist the party?
Why not? It's like you said, racism isn't edgy anymore. It's been boomerified. Yes, but being inclusive, the people are dying for someone to be its voice.
Yeah, I can change. I could have my second generational run. I can make up for the first one.
Yes, Nick, yes!
Oh my God, I feel...
What do you feel, Nick?
Like singing. Ever since I was a boy, I wanted to be an American hero, baby. A fresh young pundit I was when I heard the news.
Well, what was the news?
It was the Jews.
Oy vey.
It was the Jews. They said shush, I said no, I refuse. It was the Jews. At least that's what I thought back in the day, before I finally found my way. Then I haze became aware of the error in my ways. I betrayed all the days I had prayed to the Lord for my soul to be saved. Don't you see the vision I see? A multiracial society where we all hold hands and love each other, all our sisters and our brothers. I want to spread the love and light and do what's right now just for whites. Anti-Semitism is old news, cause this new fluent is loves the Jews. Talk to God, I said who, he said you. I love the Jews because I love the Jews. Hey!
Hello, are you Nicholas J. Fuentes?
Hello, yes?
Sorry to disturb you so late. I'm Hans, this is Heinrich.
Hello.
We hail from Chicago.
Hello.
We're just conducting some party business. May we come in?
Sure.
Before we get started, can I just say, I am such a huge fan, it is ein Traum to meet you right now.
Oh, Nicholas, me too. I used to goon for hours to one monitor while your show played on the other.
Oh my God. I still have fans?
Yes, well, former fan. I haven't really kept up in a while.
Yes, I mainly watch Hitler faggot Groiper 1488 now.
Yeah, okay. What did you guys want again?
Well, you know, the party's demanding genetic testing now, and well, there are rumors of you being half Mexican, half Jew.
We know it is not true, Nick. We know you are white. This is just standard procedure.
But that won't be a problem, would it, Nick?
No, not at all. Of course not.
Good! We'll just get this over with then. Perfect. It'll just be a minute.
Nick, we know that in your heart you are still down for the cause. Any chance we may get that old firebrand Fuentes back one day?
Yeah, Nick, you should come back. The party misses the old you. You could be a shining star.
Yeah, I think maybe I could bring the old Nick energy back. Just maybe with, less of the racism.
Oh, that is a good one, Nick.
Yeah, for a second there, you almost sounded woke.
Anyways, Nick, my favorite take of yours back in the day was on Evangelion when you defended the relationship between Shinji and Kawaru.
Oh, I loved that take.
So few understand, let alone appreciate the subtleties of their relationship.
Yeah, they had a true bond of brotherhood, but they were definitely not homosexuals.
Oh, they were definitely not gay.
Definitely not gay.
Well, it got a little gay in the movie.
Nine, Nicholas, you see, it was the Jews who sublimated that sort of thing and tricked us into making us think that all male friendships are homosexual. It's as if 1 minute you're hanging with your buddy and the next you're having gay sex.
Yeah, for the longest time I even thought I was a homosexual for having male friends, admiring them from afar, even sort of kicking my feet and giggling, thinking about them like Kawaru and Shinji.
I mean, hell, there was this one time I thought Heinrich was gay. We were back in the boot camp, in the barracks, and we were cuddling and...
What is it?
It can't be! Nicholas, how could you?
I cannot believe you! You are fraud!
Verse. He's a Mexican Jew.
Guys, there must be some kind of mistake. I don't know why it would say that.
Just stop, Nicholas. Don't make this harder than it needs to be.
Nicholas, we loved you. How could you do this to us?
Okay, look, you guys are old fans, right? You don't have to tell anybody about this. This changes nothing.
This changes everything, Nicholas. This country's for whites only. White founding stock.
Yes, we must secure a future for the white race, white people, and the white
This whole
South.
founding stock thing was always bullshit. Okay, it was always about assimilation, about culture, about belief. Nobody is 100% white.
Oh, Nicholas.
You have gone woke.
Oh, fuck you guys, okay? I started this movement. I was debanked and deplatformed for this movement. I am America first. And after everything that I did, after everything that I sacrificed...
Oh, Nicholas, please. This is nothing personal. It's not about anything you've done. It's about what you are.
Get him.
No, please, no, please, no. I'm white.
Lost the whole thing. The plot, the narrative, the country, the world. More than that. Because of this cult leader that they've picked, who has no impulse control and can't stay on message, they sabotaged the whole bipartisan pyramid scheme where the Epstein class gets to rule over the rest of us like peasants. It's all exposed. Imperialism, Zionism, white nationalism, militarism, every project that's been dividing the people of planet Earth into labor camps while they roam around without any borders, just pillaging the whole place, thinking we can't see them doing it. We see everything. Now it's only a matter of time. All of us doing our parts, swimming down, we can put this empire to sleep. So for the Magans who are still holding on, let's go over where it all went wrong, give you a minute to shake the slime off your eyes and get oriented. You just took the whole thing out. Death for disrespecting authority as official federal policy triggered the end of any semblance of legitimacy, meaning you're no longer governing by consent. You don't deserve any tax revenues. We don't owe you any interest payments on anything because we're no longer in your debt. We certainly don't owe any more rent, especially not to just exist on our planet, and you don't have any need to see any of our papers. You have violated all your own standards, American, constitutional, Christian, and you abolished the police. There are no more federal law enforcement organizations in the United States. You have dispensed with law and order. Law requires due process, procedures, consistent regulations. Order requires prioritization of public safety, de-escalation and conflict resolution, and most important, public accountability. All we can see now is an Aryan corporate crime ring occupying our federal buildings under false pretenses, having lied about every reason they wanted to hold office when they were elected by less than a third of eligible voters, the other 2/3 not wanting to touch any of you guys with a 10-foot pole. And don't worry that this is just going to keep going on repeat anymore, because the corporate Democrat Party, it's also over and done. As Ta-Nehisi Coates told him, if they can't stand up to genocide, why should we believe they could stand up for democracy? All those gatekeepers do is summarize current events, then ask for donations. What AIPAC, the fossil fuel and weapons industries haven't paid them enough? Palestine was the moment any illusion of their respect for a rules-based order completely collapsed. We see them too in flagrant breach of what was left of any social contract, failing even now to deny unanimous consent, demand some roll calls, use any of the vast powers at their disposal to shut down the federal government, which is the least you can do if a so-called public official threatens absolute immunity to assassinate any citizen anytime.
Explicitly incentivize. Okay, so if you haven't seen it, there's a video that takes place that's filmed just before the main video that most everybody's seen by now, the one where she's actually killed. There's a video just before that. I don't know if it's from the same person or not, but it's from roughly the same angle, I think. And it shows Jonathan Ross was busy filming with his cell phone up until the very moment that he unholstered his weapon and fired it into her vehicle. Which if you watch Taylor Lorenz's content at all, or you heard the report that she was talking to the guy about in her video the other day, ICE has been explicitly incentivized and commanded to create viral moments of content based on the things that they're doing. So if they get a cinematic or badass chase scene, chasing down some brown person or whatever, they're supposed to instantly, like immediately prioritize editing that and getting it uploaded so that it can be used for viral propaganda. That's why you've seen a lot of these videos going around. So, but what I think is the right is seeing whenever they see that video, how can two different people, see two different things? Well, because the right is full of shit, and they're really wanting him to not be the murderer that he is. But what I think they're doing is seeing his cell phone drops down out of focus as he fires his weapon. And they're trying to act like that's the moment that the vehicle strikes him. That because the vehicle struck him, he dropped his cell phone. No. He was filming the entire time. He didn't drop his cell phone at all, by the way. He did not drop his cell phone. He didn't drop it, period. It stayed in his hands while he fired his weapon into her.
Enjoy the negative grip, guys. I'm out.
I'm not a racist.
I'm not a cultist, and I'm definitely not a Nazi.
But here's what I do believe.
And not to pat myself on the back or whatever, but never in my 12,728 days on this planet have I ever had to clarify that I'm not a Nazi, fascist, cultist, or racist because of...
Or Ukraine 2.0. And listen, I don't mean that like Putin's going to send troops and invade us next week and stay for 3.5 years. That's not what I mean. But what Putin did first, he didn't just invade first. What he did first was he got a pro-Russia candidate elected in Ukraine. And he let that guy go in there and destabilize the country and meddle and fuck up agencies and fuck up infrastructure and fuck up resources and fuck up all the institutions that the country really needed to run successfully and to be really stable. And the citizens there got on to it pretty quick. They realized pretty quickly, oh, this guy is not working for Ukraine, he's working for Russia. They ran him out of office. They physically chased him out
1122
for being a Russian asset.
Hello, welcome. I was not sure if my microphone was working. Hopefully it looks like it is. How's everybody doing? I just want to point out to anyone that just like guys, if you're here to defend your pedophile, president, your child raping president, who at this point is just a wannabe dictator. He's practicing in Minneapolis, though. Seems like the folks in Minneapolis are fucking, giving him some good pushback, and that's pretty awesome. It's fucking pathetic, dude. Like you know it is. Like you know that he is. If you're showing up here on this fucking channel, on any fucking channel, and you're in a chat and you're just kind of going off about like something that you hear that you want to slightly disagree with in the most fucking lamest way possible, deflect is really what you want to do. You want to deflect and distract because you can't defend it. Just fucking kill yourself, dude. That's where I'm at right now. Just fucking kill yourself. You don't fucking, you don't deserve to be here. I'm sorry. There are people that deserve to be here, and they're, probably going to unfortunately be a lot more people that deserve to be here that will be losing their lives thanks to, what you've been supporting. So you just don't deserve to be here. All right. So hopefully that'll set the tone for this stream. I'm a little bit under the weather. I'm a little bit not feeling great. I was out and I was running errands this evening and really this afternoon and this evening, and just got home and I ate dinner and I'm just like, oh God, fucking feeling kind of crappy. But I didn't want to just cancel. So here we are. We're going to talk about some stuff. Yeah. So this is Cliff Cash Comedy, by the way. His name is Cliff Cash. He's a comedian. You can find him on YouTube. Great channel. That's who was speaking here. And he talks about something that I was not aware of until I saw him mention in a video. So, I know enough to know that Paul Manafort, who was Trump 1.0 campaign manager, and I think he was up for the chief of staff job had he not been barred from, entering the cabinet because of a goddamn not disclosing ties to Russia that he had, right? Him as well as that, what was that, General fucking Mike Flynn, right? Both of those fucking guys. So I knew that. I knew that he had ties to Russia, and I knew that looked bad and shit like that. But what I was not aware of was that, like, Paul Manafort, his job just before becoming campaign manager for Donald Trump in 2015 was, he was doing the same job essentially for the guy that Cliff Cash was just talking about, the Russian asset oligarch who was placed in the presidency of Ukraine around 2014. Anybody else know that? I was not aware of that. I didn't know it went that far. So what do you think that the guy who was assisting, the goddamn puppet oligarch Russian asset installed into Ukraine presidency and then was literally run out of office by the Ukrainian people because they're fucking badasses. Why do you think his next job was doing a similar role for Donald Trump? Why was that? Just curious. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Welcome. We're gonna talk about some shit. You know what I'm saying? How about, you guys seen Black Panther? Here's a scene from Black Panther.
ICE agent ever run up on me, I guarantee you they won't. I'll put a hole in their chest the size of a window. Safe line repair, safe line replace. That's what's gonna happen. They touch me. Unarmed woman was killed by ICE. If you think you're about to come and brutalize the people while we're standing here, fuck around and find out. Our interactions with the police and ICE, and we hold them accountable. We patrol the community and we hold them accountable. The Black Panther Party for Self-Defense, we're the same Panther Party from back in the day, but we're a little more aggressive now, you dig? Carry bigger guns and we don't take no shit. Places where there are a lot of immigrants at, I think that the community around them needs to take special care to them and needs to start escorting them to and from everywhere to make sure that they're safe. Because them ICE agents ain't gonna act like that if it's a bunch of people standing outside with assault rifles and shotguns. It's a semi-automatic shotgun. That means them shotgun shells that shoot out of a pump, they shoot them rapidly. If you are gonna legally arm yourself with something bigger than what they got. Those who serve in the public, they should be fearful of the public. They should be fearful that the public is going to be dissatisfied with their job that they're doing, not feeling like they're tyrants, not feeling like they're bullies because they got guns and body armor and walkie-talkies. That makes them immune to whatever the people would do. I think you want to correct the ideology of the pig and the mentality of the slave catcher, you meet them with equal force. All power to the motherfucking people.
No power to the pig.
Yep. Not a thing wrong. Nothing. I don't disagree with there. All right. So I want to do a little mental exercise real quick. Imagine, let's take these MAGA people that are currently, on social media, definitely hidden behind the fucking, security and anonymity of keyboards, unless they're paid influencers, of course. And then that's essentially what the difference is between the paid influencers and the fucking just cultists. Is the paid influencers are also cultists to some degree, but they at least are paid to just put their faces and names out there. Whereas, everybody else, no, they're just, doing it for free for love of the fucking cult game. But let's imagine these people, around the time of the start of the Revolutionary War, they'd be, making like, hey man, okay, look, the redcoats, they're being a little aggressive, but maybe we shouldn't have thrown the tea into the harbor, or they're being kind of they shot somebody, but like, I don't know, maybe we should just listen to what the king says. Maybe if you just did what the king says, they wouldn't shoot you. It's the same thing. It just apply it to that context, and God damn it, they're stupid. But that is a good Helmut Zemo quote, Bob, by the way, and that's actually really excellent. Is this the one where him and where T'Challa and Storm? Is that what you're talking about? Where T'Challa and Storm are just fucking wrecking Skrull ass, and they actually kind of get into. Is that why they got divorced or separated in the first place? I don't remember. Or I don't remember what their relationship status was at the time, but I know that they disagreed. Storm did not like the idea of just absolutely murdering every Skrull that invaded Wakanda, and T'Challa's like, "Do you know? Do you know?" Well, okay, so AVX, yeah, but there was a pretty big fight. They did not have they weren't in full agreement on how to handle all those Skrulls. I remember that part. T'Challa's like, yeah, but my whole thing is this. By the way, kind of completely an aside, and I've thought about covering this. Maybe I will. I don't know. Did you know that Marvel Comics they have now made Black Panther a white guy? Do you know that? They've now made Black Panther white guy. Well, not now, but in the future, in the Marvel Knights storyline called what the hell is it called? The End of the World as We Know It. Whatever. I'll pull it up real quick. The World to Come. That's what it is. The World to Come. And it's just interesting that you don't see any chuds talking about this. But they literally made Black Panther a white guy. As you can see here, there he is. The world to come. I mean, I don't know. Chuds aren't talking about it. You feel like they would, because they've always said, well, what if we did this? What if we made... Okay, Marvel was in like Joe Quesada, and I'm imagining Christopher Priest had a good say in this. It's like, yeah, okay, let's do that. This is the heir to the Wakandan throne, a white dude. Spoiler alert: it's not going well for him. Well, I mean, it has actually been going well for him, but it's not going to end well for him. I'll say that. It hasn't been going well for the world, because a fucking spoiled, entitled fucking white dude who did not earn his place or doesn't have his roots in the culture of Wakanda or anything, the legacy of T'Challa or T'Chaka or anything that came before him, a spoiled white dude thrust into that position simply by, I guess, blood. He kind of uses the resources of Wakanda evilly. Okay. So it's going pretty well for him so far, but I think the final issue, or I think the next one is the final issue, is it's gonna be pretty bad. So So he's gotten rid of all of the superheroes. And he's done so by weaponizing Lockjaw, teleporting Inhuman Dog. I mean, Ta-Nehisi Coates is fucking great. That's the most recent one. I haven't. That's probably the only one that I've read a substantive amount of. But I mean, I've read some of Christopher Priest's run from, was it the 90s, early 2000s? More overt invasion, yeah. But yeah, you know, he's just he's kind of a piece of shit. And it literally answers the question of why not? Why can't a white guy be Black Panther? Well, because how would one be Black Panther in the context of the story? And they said, okay, we'll go that far. We'll say we'll put him in the role, and he is technically, maybe, potentially of the lineage of T'Challa. I don't want to spoil anything. It's complicated. We'll say that it's complicated. Evel Ewing, yeah. I've read some of that. I basically have, the only run that I've read a lot of is Ta-Nehisi Coates, because I really like the fucking the Galactic Empire of Wakanda and stuff. Yeah, fuck yeah. He has all of the fucking the entitlement and fucking, you know, unearned bravado of a spoiled rich white guy. Yeah. You know, he literally weaponizes Lockjaw and uses Thor's body to fuck some shit up. Essentially, you know, create a situation where Wakanda's aid is needed all over the world. And since he is just sitting on the throne of Wakanda, he you know, says, "Oh, sure, yeah, we'll help you out." Because little do they know that he created the scenario. It gets kind of wacky, man. It is fucking crazy. I will say that. It is sometimes difficult to keep track of because it kind of makes big moves in short amounts of panels with not a lot of explanation as to how things happen. And there, you know, as you can see, there's a lot of just like text. You know, not like dialogue, but just text. So it's a bit of a challenge of a comic book to read. But it is interesting. I'll say that. I think maybe I'll have to read it again once it's done, you know, give it some time, maybe a few months, and then go back and read the whole thing. Yeah. Basically. Yeah. No, I mean, I don't think he's been in charge long enough to really do that, but yeah. Here he is being real weird with his Aunt Shuri. It's kind of weird. Fucking real weird. Just kind of laying there with her. Being a little creepy white guy. So yeah, I mean, it literally answers the question that Chuds have, you know, they're rhetorically asking that. They don't actually give a shit. They've never given a shit. You know what I mean? Why can't Ryan Gosling or some white guy be Black Panther? Okay. Well, let's answer that question. And it's because someone who, like I said, is not raised in the, steeped in the culture, in the legacy, and the history of the Black Panther, the role, as well as the royal throne and what that means, the history of it, you know, the religion of Bast and, you know, worshiping the Black Panther kind of God and kind of, you know, all that stuff. If you don't give a shit about any of that, if you aren't from that, if you don't have a knowledge of the history of Wakanda and why it's special and why it's important, which a white guy would not, because, you know, yeah, almost certainly almost certainly replaced every use of spice with mayonnaise. Yeah. No more mustard potato salad. It's all mayonnaise potato salad from here on out, folks. Okay. Uh-oh. Yeah, the Bland Food Initiative. I think that was a through line. That was a tie-in issue. The Bland Food Initiative, Avengers, the Bland Food Initiative. Fuck yeah. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, check it out. I think it's got one more issue. So if you feel like reading what that would be like, Marvel did it. And they're not really getting the credit for it. I feel like, it's kind of a pretty bold move to do that shit. Anyway, what else we got? I wanted to call attention to a website. I'm going to go ahead and put this on the screen. Encourage you guys to check this out. We just put it up here for good, or for the full stream anyway. There you go. He declares raisins and all will come to potato salad. Oh fuck! Now you're talking about crimes against humanity. Come on now. That is probably going to be a pretty good resource for you right there on the bottom of your screen. We can check it out real quick, actually. Most reliable way to track these fucking as Marjorie Taylor Greene once said, gazpachos. Got to track those gazpacho. Yeah. Where you been, man? I mean, like, where would you have gone that you like would not have heard about this stuff? I'm legitimately curious. I'm not making fun of you. I'm curious. I don't feel like I could go even out of the country. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I would just be so excited to tune out completely that I wouldn't tune. But I mean, I feel like even then, just curious. So you may have seen, by the way, do a little housekeeping rather, that the last AF video is on its way. That's true. The last actual Phantom video is a coming, and it's not a trick. It's not anything also except exactly what it says it is. The last actual Phantom video. Oh no, Dane, you're gonna stop making content? No, fuck no. Are you crazy? No, it's just gonna be the actual Phantom is being retired. And I'll wait a little bit, maybe to, you've probably heard me talk about it and announce it unofficially and stuff, but we got some stuff cooking. It's gonna be pretty neat. Gonna be pretty cool. And you might maybe hear about that Sunday. We'll see. I got some irons in the fire. I've got to finish moving my studio, or actually really I need to kind of start moving my studio. It's only moving across the apartment to a pretty big walk-in closet where I'm going to have a lot better sound, hopefully, a lot better internet connection, and just like this space dedicated to recording and filming and making content. It's also going to be closer to my partner's office, so we'll be able to, hang out and stuff in between doing our separate shit, which is nice, pretty cool. No. I mean, you know what? I'll just go ahead and send you to the website. Might as well send you guys to it. Website, YouTube channel. It is, let's see. Man, it didn't even come up. That's crazy. Okay. Give me 1 second. I am going to need you guys to subscribe like a motherfucker to this channel, though. The one that I'm about to send you to. Some of you probably already are subscribed to it because it has prior use. Actually, I need to change the banner on this thing. So yeah, give me a minute. I'm going to play a video.
Checking the weather forecast. Looks like we have a partly cloudy weekend with a strong chance of protesting tax dollars being used to kidnap people and shooting mothers in the face in their family vehicle. So if you didn't already know this, you need to know this. Both ICE and other law enforcement agencies use something that is sometimes called a stingray, but it's an IMSI catcher. And what that does is it creates a phony cell phone tower that simulates the cell phone tower that your phone's supposed to be connected to. Then it downgrades your phone's cell connection to a less secure one, allowing you to be identified, located, and tracked. Fortunately, the EFF makes it very easy to modify a used cell phone hotspot device to let you know if your device is being targeted by this type of attack. For my $20 Orbic, I had the option of using ADB, USB, or just connecting to the device via Wi-Fi, and I went with the latter. It only takes you a few seconds to flash the firmware, you reboot, and then you have a little line that turns green, white, or red depending on the status of nearby cell connections. You can also connect to the device with the GUI in a web browser and edit the settings, even allowing you to send notifications to your actual phone or tablet if a cell simulator is detected. It's portable, it runs all day on a charge, and it costs less than a case of beer. I explained this in a whole lot more detail in my most recent YouTube video, but since that video came out, we've seen sales of used hotspot devices pick up quite a lot on eBay. Fortunately, there's so many of these used hotspot devices out there that they're still relatively easy to find, and I'm also working with a few folks to make this even more accessible and reliable. So stay tuned and stay safe.
So there you go. Official Modern Audience. That is the channel. It's formerly the Forced Diversity podcast channel. Didn't really end up utilizing that to its fullest extent, I suppose. But you know, here's the thing. You know, it's not really ready to be shown yet, but I'll show you anyway, just so you see what it is. Actually, yeah. No, because here's the thing. By the way, I'm streaming this to that channel right now. So as you see, it is not you know, not ready to go, other than renamed and rehandled. That's fucking good. That's pretty clever, man. Did you make that up, or did you get that from somewhere? Come on, where'd you get that? My name is Previously on. I do have some, you know, I guess somewhat sad news, I guess. We are going to be ending the Forced Adversity podcast. Forced Adversity podcast is coming to an end. Primarily because it is along with, you know, other content that I do, you know, other than Shillcast. It's all going to be under the Modern Audience banner. It's not going to be simply my it's not going to be just my content anymore, which I'm excited about. It's going to be you know, a group effort. Me, GM Morgan, Bob of the Old Ways, and you know, we'll see what happens as things develop, and you know, maybe it'll just be the trio, who knows. But we want to make it a collective, organized effort to, you know, have a diverse voices, and not just, I definitely don't want content to be centered around me anymore. I've never really felt comfortable with that, but to the degree that I did get comfortable with it, I feel like it's run its course. I feel like it is not really my speed to that. I've always, or over time, definitely developed far more of a taste to do, collaborative content, live streams, discussions, stuff like that. I love that shit. So yeah, with that in mind, that's the main thing that's changing, other than this channel, algorithmically talking about actual fandom seems to have kind of also run its course, and that's fine. A lot of the stuff that I set out to do on this channel when I started it, I've done, or at least been part of getting done, or setting into motion. You know what I'm saying? I had a conversation with the guy who essentially I started my channel to confront. Almost 6 years ago, I started the channel for that purpose, and I had a conversation with him last year. And it was kind of underwhelming, and he kind of just acknowledged whenever I mentioned that he could have allowed himself to be radicalized to the right simply by just little no following Andes over on Twitter and stuff like that he could have just become essentially a fucking white nationalist, allowed himself to go that way because he was just so concerned about what a few fucking faceless dipshits on Twitter were saying, and he kind of acknowledged that. So it's a little bit disappointing that's what that came to. What didn't end up being like a fucking epic pitched battle on the rim of a volcano or something like that, which is what I was really hoping for. Kick him over like 300 style, just kick him into that fucking volcano. Didn't happen. Maybe I'll get that chance some other time with somebody else, but not with Ethan Van Sciver. Sadly, he just admitted that he basically has such a weak will and malleable fucking constitution that he let fucking a bunch of fucking dipshits on Twitter radicalize him to becoming a fucking Nazi. So yeah, and I did. I was at least, at the very least, I'll give myself credit for having held down the fort until the team assembled, and then also played a role in assembling the team, and then just kind of setting the vibe that like, okay, we can actually fight this. This is not something we have to let happen on YouTube. And now you got people doing this shit that's like way beyond my league, and if, at the very least beyond my interest anymore, so and that's great. And then just never mind the fact that if you watched my stream a while back where I talked about I'm not super excited about Avengers Doomsday, being that the things going on outside of fandom, which is really what my concern was from the very beginning, how that was infecting fandom, which was another thing that I've started my channel for too, was to point out to people that these things are connected. This is not something that's happening just like randomly aside from the encroaching fascism, which was another reason I started my channel, was to point out the encroaching fascism, which was not as popular, not as common for people to recognize in 2019. But there I was, and I started screaming it from the rooftops, and unfortunately that continued to happen, but fortunately a lot more people recognize what the fuck is going on now, and here we are. And so nonetheless, I feel it is time to molt. Is that right? Molt? Is that what like locusts do or whatever? I don't know. Like, the skin's got to come off, that old skin, and kind of just now that's not to say that I'm not going to talk about a lot of the same stuff I'm interested in. We're working on that as we, literally today we're having conversations about it, how we're going to incorporate, things like talking about comics, talking about shows that we're into. We're still going to do stuff like On Your Left. If you watched that, when we did that one time, and we all really liked it. And those people that watched it really liked it. It didn't get shitloads of views, but the views that it got, the likes and positive feedback was very, very high. So, so On Your Left, and then Forced Adversity podcast is ending, but the Forced Adversity concept is not going away. It's still going to be a segment. We're still going to do that. We're going to, for the main reason, honestly, is that if some of the stuff we're going to be getting into, we're planning to talk about, such as the true facts and the things that have been revealed behind the Epstein files, as well as, just other content, subject matter like that. It's it feels and just is not okay to call something a fapcast when talking about that. You know what I'm saying? So it's not good. We want to treat that kind of subject matter with the reverence and seriousness it deserves. And we want people to see us as somebody that they can trust to take that seriously and give it the reverence and serious approach that it is warranted. So Fapcast being funny and good for good little while now, it's just going away. So Forced Diversity Podcast as a title is gone. Forced Diversity as a segment, it's back. It's back, baby. That was what it was originally, was in 2020. It was a segment before it was anything else. Before it was my channel name, it was a segment. Now it's back to a segment. Same general approach, moral panics and like really how that ties in with conspiracy theories and stuff, because those things are almost always kind of one and the same, especially these days. The molting audience. Well, that's going to be another thing. We'll talk about that. Maybe we'll talk about that a little bit on Sunday with, I don't know. I don't remember if Morgan said that she'll be available on Sunday or what, but we'll talk about it. We're still working out some details and stuff like that, but you can expect the same perspectives. Maybe here's what you can expect for sure. Here's what you can expect. Here's the main thing that is going to benefit the content by bringing on Morgan and Bob as like co-equal content partners, right? Is structure, priorities of content, the segments that are have a general time, and like we plan things a little bit more and we actually hit the things we plan to. That's the stuff that I have always sucked at. But when it comes to running a stream and okay, be available if your voice recovers. Gotcha. So yeah, you can expect, I guess you might call that a little bit more professionalism in general is what you might come to expect. The modern audience is, the name of, look, my band's it's a bust, man. I don't think anybody liked it. That's fine. I didn't fucking make it for that purpose, but the concept is one that I think hits, and it's a good content brand, I think. And because we're all the modern audience. We're the audience. We're seeing everything that's going on, and I take inspiration from some lyrics from who else but an Incubus song called "While All the Vultures Feed," and the phrase that hits me is don't understate your relevance. We're the eyes of the world, and we witness the vultures feed. If nothing else, we can do that. We're not powerless. We're not irrelevant. We're not, if nothing else, we can do that. Now we can do more. We can push back. We can fight. We can play our part. But really right now, that part means just making sure that what's happening is being seen. It's being discussed. It's being relayed. It's being put into context. It's being, exposed for the fucking fascism that it is, and that we don't, as much as it becomes normalized, as in like it's a normal thing that's happening more and more, sadly, that we don't let it become normalized in our brains, that we always remember that this shit is not normal. It is not good. And we should never just kind of throw our hands up and say, well, that's the way it is now. Suburban mothers just get shot in the face now. You know what I mean? For annoying a fucking ICE agent who's not even a real fucking law enforcement officer. They're not really police. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Whew. Yeah. So with that in mind, I do think I am going to cut it a bit prematurely tonight because I just don't feel good. I don't feel well, rather. And the subject matter of what I was going to discuss is just calls for more focus than I think I have, because my tummy's all rumbly and shit. She was shot for failing to treat tyranny as normal. Exactly. That's exactly right. Yeah, that's exactly right. And, we will, of course, be relaying ways that you can be monitoring your, as I've got the thing on screen there. That's just one of many ways that we will collect and make easily available to audiences as we go forward. Yeah. But we'll still have fun. you know, I don't think any of us really know how to do anything without having a little bit of fun. So of course, you take care of yourself. But I did want to call attention to this pathetic shit real quick, because this is what we're looking at. This is what we're up against, guys, right here. This does not require a whole lot of time to really point out. This is it. Look. Do you know what this is? This is our president, who's a pedophile, rapist, and a fucking multiple, dozen-time criminal and fucking lifelong piece of shit, parasite on society. This is our president accepting the Nobel Prize, Peace Prize, peace. Can you imagine that? From Maria Conchano or Taco, or I'm sorry, that's really fucking racist. I shouldn't say that. I'm sorry. I fucking was trying not to do something stupid, and I did it anyway because I can't remember her name. She sucks anyway. These people are both fucking pathetic. This is fucking bad. Right. Yeah. I mean, the Nobel institution, company, what are they? I don't know. They came out and said that it doesn't matter if you change physical hands of the physical ownership of the award itself. That does not change the title. It does not mean that he is now a Nobel winner. It's really fucking stupid. Yeah, and I could have sworn these were the ones that they really hated the idea of a man getting a prize when it's supposed to go to a woman, right? Wasn't there like a whole thing? Maybe it's because she wasn't fifth place that it doesn't matter. I don't know. I don't know the logic there. I don't know how it works. But yeah, it's fucking pathetic. I will say this, just as food for thought. While it is pathetic, it's superficially absurd, and I don't think that it's tempting to think that he doesn't realize how pathetic this is and how stupid this is, right? It's tempting. But think about it again. He almost certainly does. And when you think about the fact that this guy is, I'm more and more as time goes on, believe that his intentional, goal is to undermine every institution and norm and, progressive or peace driven agenda or goal, community, that's his entire purpose, is to fucking be a wrecking ball, all that. What better way to kind of delegitimize this thing other than do that, than to, want the Peace Prize while he's literally doing a regime changeless regime change. So yeah, I will say this: if you haven't looked into Sasha Riley and you are able to look into it on your own. I'm hoping, another reason that I'm kind of okay with letting time pass a little bit more, is I'm really hoping that there's some more corroboration of the timeline and events. Another piece of that was presented to me today that was more convincing, but I'd love to see. I mean, I'd hate to think that any of this shit is real, but like, if it is real, I'd love to see, some journalists fucking, come at it and approach it and apply some scrutiny and see if it holds up. But yeah, so look into it. You can find the link just by searching Sasha Riley Substack, and it's there's a creator name. I think her last name is Volding, is her Substack, where you'll find. I mean, you can find the recordings, the audio recordings of the interview on YouTube, I think, at this point. So yeah, it takes time. My instinct was to, like, we got to get people to listen to this and pay attention to this, and I still think that. It's just, my rumbly tummy is telling me maybe hold up a little bit. So yeah, there's that. What a piece of shit. These are all big pieces of shit. They're all fucking scumbag garbage people. So yeah, once again, subscribe to this Modern Audience. Building a new channel from the ground up, guys. Ground up. So help us out here. We're gonna need every sub, every like, every comment, every share, every view, full view of a video and stream and stuff. Everything you can do to contribute. If you've already done it on actual fandom and you just haven't had a opportunity to do a sub or a like or whatever in a while because it's kind of old hat. Well, this is new hat. It's a new hat. All right, putting this new hat on, and it's a shared hat, and it's not just me anymore. It's gonna be pretty cool. It's gonna be pretty awesome. So the yes. We'll talk about this privately. Why I don't feel like it's exactly the same thing as necessarily just the average person or whatever. But like I just want to be careful. That's all. The good news is that if we end up going to war for Greenland, then maybe we'll see Turf Nation on the battlefield because he's gonna have to defend his defend his country or his annexed country. I don't know. With that in mind, you guys are awesome. Please like and subscribe to this channel, but primarily to this other channel, The Modern Audience. Official Modern Audience is the handle. Might be working on trying to get that as just The Modern Audience. That's on me. I'll figure that out. Gonna get the branding up soon. Gonna get all that taken care of. It's gonna be nice and sweet looking and whatnot. So as for Gary Nerderotic, well, here's this.
Nerderotic.com. I'm here to tell you I understand what the filmmaker was trying to say with the film Cuties. Unfortunately, this is going to force that kind of mandate because you're pushing these boundaries, because you're trying to normalize something that shouldn't be normalized.
I understand what the filmmaker was trying to say with the film Cuties. Because you're trying to normalize something that shouldn't be normalized.
And for the most evil invention in the world contest, I invented a child molesting robot.